Going into 2018, we have had opposition party leaders talking about a coalition ahead of these elections. What's the progress thus far?
Coalition, there are discussions that are going so far. Like today, you have witnessed the signing of an agreement between Zunde and NPP, and it's a bilateral. And we are saying those that feel they need to be working together, those that feel comfortable in working together with either NPP or MDC, because they consider us to be the larger two parties, we are saying please come, so that when we are at the table, we should be able to be talking of a grant coalition of us all. When as NPP, we believe in the inclusivity, policy, and we are saying nobody should be left out. We are not going to be considering numbers, but we are going to be considering those that have an idea of wanting to bring Zimbabwe to where people are expecting it to be. So these are the people that we are going for, and we have our negotiating teams working on the documents that we are going to be looking at as leaders, myself and Mr. Changirai. So we'll be meeting very soon to look at those areas that we don't agree and be able to find a way of how we can solve those problems.
Some political commentators say that there are parallel processes that are happening behind the scenes. Changirai, on the other hand, is reported to be mooting a coalition with other political parties, and yourself. You are on the forefront trying to moot another coalition, so that by the time we get to elections, we're likely going to see two coalitions, one headed by yourself and another one headed by Changirai.
For instance, this is what is contained in our MOU. Our MOU allows us to, talk to those smaller parties so that they find comfort in coming to work with either of us. That is agreed. And it's not an unusual thing. We agreed that this is how we should be able to work amongst these fragmented groups of opposition parties. And by the end of the day, when we are coming to the table, we are not going to see 1,001 opposition parties coming to talk about, but you'll be able to see two of us talking, because behind the scenes, we'll have created our own harmony. We'll have created our own way of how to deal with certain things. So coming now to show the world who we are as Zimbabweans, we'll have actually consolidated ourselves into just a group or two, one or two.
Are you ready to be led by anyone other than yourself in this coalition?
That question, I don't know why it is difficult for others to say. It's not supposed to be an individual. Because if you ask an individual, yes, who doesn't want to do good things? Who doesn't want to be a leader? If you have a few people who will have said, go for it, Ma'am Mujuru, yes, I'll run for it. But what is it that we want to achieve? What kind of a leader do we want to get Zimbabwe out of the mess in which we are? So that should be the thing that should lead us into saying, no. It shouldn't be an individual who should throw herself or himself to be the leader of this country. This country now needs somebody who is mature, somebody who is... I'm sure who can embrace and welcome everybody, because where we are right now, you can't say as an individual you can throw yourself to be a leader and it will just be taken. No, people of Zimbabwe have suffered. They have suffered for too long, and they can't continue to suffer in the hands of somebody who will have just thrown herself or himself to be the leader of the country. It's not a country that we should play with. We now want leaders who would be able to bring Zimbabwe together as one community, united community. without leaving it to fragmentation.
Yeah, Tsvangirai told journalists recently that the coalition negotiations should be done with by the end of July. And as NPP, are you also subscribing to this deadline?
You know, this thing comes with the people. That could be their wish. But you know, we are led with circumstances. Yes, I might tell you that I would want this to be done by the day after tomorrow. That's my wish. But I would want to say, will we have studied enough the situation to warrant that? And what really, you know, caused them to say that it's best known to them. So I cannot talk on behalf of what really inspired them to say that. But let me tell you, as NPP, a leader does not just come up with an idea and run with it. No. What we do ourselves is we respect the wishes of the people. And we also consult people on most things that affect them. So with this one, we are actually heading for our convention. It's one of the things that we are going to talk about. Guys, how should we do things like this? Yes, we have been consulting you. Yes, you have allowed your president to go and sign an MOU with President Tsvangirai. Yes, you have allowed us that even those smaller parties that are ready to work with NPP, please accept them, and which we have done, and you have witnessed it today. But when it comes to issues that will have been, you don't know where they are coming from, you don't know the forces behind from other people, it's best known to them. But we'll be able to tell you when our people will have said, now it's ripe for us to do X, Y, Z. But otherwise, we are very, very clear as to our being behind time, that we have very little time now to waste. Yes, that agency is there. I can't say it's not there. That agency is there. But to give you a real date and deadline, I will be lying.